Hello, I'm Ken Spencer, President of HR Service. I'm going to walk you through how to generate your Summary Plan Description Wrap document, or SPD Wrap. A wrap document is a vehicle to meet the Summary Plan Description requirements of ERISA and the Department of Labor that requires an SPD for all group benefit plans where the employer is paying some towards the cost or is allowing employees to pay for voluntary benefits on a pre-tax basis. The Wrap service creates one overall plan document and summary plan wrapping all component benefit plans such as medical, dental, life, disability, etc. It pulls in the missing insurance company information. Your SPD Wrap service allows you or your insurance broker to easily log into the system, answer simple questions to create, store, and update your document or generate your document out and to send it around to participants. Once information is entered, you simply press a button to generate your SPD Wrap document and then emailed to you or your broker with instructions on what to include and how to send it out. With that, I will now demonstrate how the SPD Wrap document works. If you go to our website at www.hrserviceinc.com, log in at the upper right-hand corner, enter in your username and password. Once you log in, go into SPD Wrap, the drop-down button. Inside of here, you're able to enter in your business logo, so it'll appear on your document. Make sure you enter it into a correct format. And then you answer the basic questions in here about your organization, about your benefit plans. You'll notice that after you fill out the information, at the bottom is where you would go to save at any point as you're saving information. You can save and continue or save and exit, or whenever you're ready, you select Generate SPD Wrap. At that point, it'll go to whoever you've indicated here to send the document to. Does it go to you, or your broker, or both of you? With that, let's go through some of the questions. The top part is fairly straightforward. Just enter in some basic information about your organization. Coming on down, there's a question that says, do you currently file Form 5500 for health and welfare benefit plans? This is required if you have 100 or more participants or a self-funded plan. So if I don't have any, if I haven't filed one before, and I say no, the system will assign 501 as your document number. If I say yes, I need to take the next sequential number that I haven't used before. So if I've used 501 before, now I would use 502. If I'd used 501 and 502 before, then my number here would be 503. This is an important section here. The health and welfare plans, check all that apply. Make sure you indicate which benefit plans apply to your organization. In this example here, I've selected medical, dental, life, LTD, and 125 premium only plan document. Now you see down below that those are the only things that appear. So if I go down below here, here's my medical insurance, my dental, life, LTD, and 125 POP document. So once I've indicated the benefits, now I go down here and I'm able to indicate eligibility. Eligibility may be simple. It may be something like all full-time employees who work 30 hours per week, who average 30 hours per week. Benefits begin the first of the month following 60 days. If it's more complicated than that, you can find whichever option here best addresses your specific situation. You may have some situations where it says here, our average work hours required for benefit eligibility the same for all health and welfare benefit plans. If that's no, I could come in here and say employees who average 30 hours or more are eligible for medical insurance, but it could be 40 hours or some other amount for other benefit plans. There's also a question in here that says, is the benefits eligibility start date the same for all health and welfare benefit plans? If that's yes, I'm done. If it's no, I can come in here and say, perhaps the dental insurance benefits begin on the first of the month following 180 days, or whatever it is for you. Are there other benefit plans with a different eligibility? So it always asks that question, so if you have additional ones. So if I say yes, I could come in here and say, well, perhaps the wellness plan begins on the date of hire. If I want to take something off, I just hit remove. There's another question that says, does eligibility differ for any employee group, such as executives, exempt, unions, and so on? If that's no, indicate accordingly. If yes, then define the group. In this case here, I've indicated management, who works full-time, averages 30 hours. Their benefits begin as of the date of hire. If it were some other time frame, then indicate that accordingly. Same thing here. It asks, does eligibility differ for any additional groups? I can say yes, and then enter in the other group. I may have senior management, maybe a union, maybe exempt, whatever the different groups may be. If I want to take something off, I hit remove. Here's a section here where it says, does your company have a defined measurement period to determine medical insurance eligibility? Measurement period is part of the Affordable Care Act. It applies for groups of 50 or more, where they go in and they define the time period where they look back to determine the eligibility for those who average 30 hours or more over their measurement period are then eligible for benefits. So if I say yes, then I indicate which measurement period I've selected. Whatever measurement period you select, that same time period becomes then their stability period, which means they're eligible for benefits no matter what happens to the work hours for that same amount of time period. There's also what's called the administrative period. The administrative period, you can click here for a definition, or basically it's just the amount of time that you're allowing once you've completed the measurement period to do the final calculations and to implement for those who are eligible. Okay, there's a question here. For purposes of medical insurance eligibility, does your company include a 1-month orientation period that applies before the waiting period begins? If that's applicable to you, then say yes. Now, whatever information you fill out here then is merged and inserted into your final SPD Wrap document. Employee share contributions are paid. Is that monthly, semi-monthly, bi-weekly, weekly? Indicate the frequency for the groups. We have to cover benefit termination. Check all benefits that terminate on the last day of the month in which the eligible active employment ends. Or check all benefits that terminate on the last day of the month. Every benefit that you've selected up above, you should indicate what happens upon termination when someone leaves the organization. So every benefit should have a box checked there. Now we cover your open enrollment. Your open enrollment month is the month before your medical insurance. Usually it's the month before your medical insurance plan year. So your plan year could be a fiscal or a calendar year. So if it's calendar, we know that's January 1 through December 31st. If it's fiscal, then that fiscal is any other time other than calendar. So then indicate the full year. So in this case, we've got October 1st through September 30th. Indicate the entire year. Now, if I have a different enrollment month for other benefits, there's a question here that says, is the enrollment month the same for all health and welfare benefits? If that's no, I could come in here and say I have a dental plan. The open enrollment for that is December. Are there other additional open enrollment months? If that's yes, then I can indicate other months as well. The same question is asked for other plans. Do plan year dates differ for any health and welfare benefit plans? In this case here, I said dental, that they have a plan that runs from January 1 through December 31st. Are there other benefit plans? If I have other benefit plans, I could say yes and then indicate which benefits and then indicate the plan year for them. The plan document effective date. The effective date, this is the effective date that will be indicated on your plan document. Now, if you are several years late and wish that you could go back several years and insert a date here to cover back when, you can't do that, unfortunately. You're only able to go back. The effective date must be within the same plan year. So if I'm in June and my plan year was December 1, I could still go in here. In this example here, let's say my plan year was January 1. I could still go in here and put January 1, even though I'm filling this out in June. And that's because I'm still within my plan year. Okay? Indicate eligible family members, which benefits they can enroll in. Indicate Are registered domestic partners considered eligible dependents under the plan? Do you have a union operation? If yes, then indicate the details that, related to your union. Okay, this section deals with the premium contributions. Our system allows you the option to either include the rates or to exclude the rates inside your document. The documents themselves have to go out to all participants in the plan once every 5 years if you've had changes. If you haven't had changes, then it could be longer than that, but most people have changes every year. And the reason I say that is some people try to decide if they want to include the rates inside of the document, because the rates are something that will typically change every year. Although you do have to always provide the participants with rates each year every time there's changes. So a lot of people do like to include them inside the document. Ours allows you to include the rates as a percent or a dollar amount inside the document. And you can do this for the medical insurance, for the dental, and for the vision plans. Other benefits, you would just show the percent employer paid for each of them, and just as a percent in here. Okay, going back up here, now there's other questions inside of here that's dealing with rate information, such as, do employers contribute a set amount towards all benefits? Sometimes that's the case for you. If that is, say yes, and then indicate the dollar amount or percentage that's paid, and if there's differences by class as well. Are employee medical insurance rates primarily broken out by age bands? Is medical insurance purchased over the small business health exchange, or the shop marketplace? If that's the case, you'll notice down here that our medical insurance, they would not ask you to enter in information. Sometimes on the shop, there's multiple plans, and it could be 30 or 40 plans. You wouldn't want to have to enter every one of these. And so if I had said yes there, this information would disappear, and then it would allow me to, it would pop up and say, make sure you include information about the shop and how to join and any plan information that they provide you when your document arrives. Okay, going into the medical insurance plan here. It's pretty basic. I just enter in the name of the provider and the information, if it's fully insured or self-insured. It does ask the question, do you offer health savings accounts associated with a high deductible plan? If yes, then indicate the information. Does the employer contribute towards the HSA? If yes, then indicate the amounts and the frequency. Once I've completed the premium information, if I want to include that, I wanted to show you, if I went back here and said, I prefer to skip showing the rates, and I say yes, you notice now the rate information disappears in all of the benefit areas. So again, that's how you control that, by saying yes or no to the skipping premium contribution section. Continuing on our discussion about filling out the medical insurance area here, you want to make sure you indicate whether you have a grandfather plan. Most plans are not grandfathered anymore. If you have questions about that, check with your insurance broker or your insurance provider. You can click here for a definition of what that means. It always asks the question, is there an additional medical plan offered? So if there are additional plans that are offered, then you just simply fill out the information for the other plans. And it always asks that again, so if there's other plans, you just keep indicating that. If you want to take something off, I hit remove. The same is true for each of the other component benefit plans that you've included. Just answer the basic information, and then if you have more than one plan, just say yes, fill out that additional plans. Okay? Now as I go through this, if I have any questions at all, always feel free to call us at our toll-free number, 855-447-3374. Extension 1 will let you speak with any of our representatives. If you want to speak directly with our ERISA specialist, you can dial extension 4. We have a section here where you could type in questions or type in some additional information if you'd like. It's sometimes faster to just call and get your answer. If you type in information here and then generate your document, then it does add 2 or 3 days to receiving your final completed document. Okay, so once I complete and I filled out everything here, I can simply select to generate my document. You'll notice now it says don't hit backspace or go to another screen. I have to allow it to process, and now it's processed. And that will send it directly to me, to my email. I had indicated myself in there. And so if I go now to my email, I come over here and that has arrived. So if I open that up, there we go. Sorry. So if I open this up now, now I have instructions on what to do with this document. You'll notice we didn't ask for deductible or co-insurance or limitations or you to enter in that kind of information into the summary plan description wrap questionnaire. So that's why all of the information inside the wrap document is going to reference to the component plan information. So to complete the SPD wrap document, you now have to attach or include some additional information with that before it goes out to participants. So that could be such things as certificates of insurance. You may have some insurance brochure that explains the benefit. So each of the benefit plans that you included, you would include information with that. These are details of what the type of information should be included, but usually that's found in one or more of these documents. You'll also notice inside of here that you have instructions on how to distribute the documents, whether that's electronically or non-electronic. It provides the details of the various options here. If you click these links, it'll provide you much more information on how to perform each of these functions, how to do it electronically or non-electronically. In most cases, you're going to want to try and find an electronic method, which will save you on paper and hassle. You certainly want to keep documentation and save copies of your documents and everything here. It does come in a Word format, so if you do need to make any little slight modifications before it goes out, you have that ability. You'll also want to make sure if you have any questions at all, always feel free to call us. That's what we're here for. Okay, so we have just gone through a brief demonstration of how to complete an SPD Wrap document. Also wanted to point out, inside of this part of your SPD Wrap document service is what's referred to as an SMM, or a summary of material modification. The summary of material modification is required by ERISA anytime you have a change in your benefit that's considered material. Usually that means your benefits went up or your benefits went down. So if you go through here, and let's say I had a change in my medical insurance plan, I could attach something to explain that change, or I could actually explain the change if I wanted. I indicate the date that I'm going to make this change. And then I select the modification that occurred. What type of modification was it? Perhaps it's changes that eliminated benefits or service. Once I've completed that, now I'm ready to either generate my document, or if I have an additional modification, I could do that. If I click to generate my summary of material modification, notice, same thing there, processes, and now it selects me up an option here to open it up. So this one is not emailed. If I select an open, now it opens up in a Word format, and there's my document. It's addressed to participants and beneficiaries. It explains the date, which benefit. I may have to attach something that explains more details about it, and it connects it to my summary or my SPD Wrap document. This summary of material modification is stored, so I have a section here where it saves all of my past summary of material modifications right here. Okay, so we have walked you through all the details of completing a summary plan description wrap document. Again, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate your selecting our service.